everyone, this is Professor Benjamin, and you are almost finished week 2 of this class. So a couple things, just housekeeping items. Number one, do not forget by tonight, 11:59, you have your population assignment as well as your population quiz due. Remember, the population quiz relates to the textbook chapter reading on population. The population assignment is a pretty complex assignment, so I think you should start it now. If you haven't started the project or the assignment, you'll be uploading to me an Excel file which contains your data sheet and your graphs, and then you're going to be uploading a document to me. All documents in this class are single-spaced and MLA formatting. I don't need a title page with all the other nonsense because the system captures all that. So if you need help with your population assignment, right here is a walkthrough of your population assignment. Here is an example of what I'm looking for with the Excel upload. Here's if you have questions about how to create Excel, the spreadsheet or the graph, here are examples of that. If not, YouTube is a wonderful friend. So you can look up how to create charts using YouTube. A couple things in the news this week is the Wuhan coronavirus, which is really spreading rapidly. It is something that we should keep an eye on, and it is something related to this class that is in the news. So again, it started last week. This week, we now have, I think, 3 confirmed cases in the United States. Everybody's on lockdown in major parts of China, and so this is a big deal. It's something that you should keep your eye on, and it is related to this class. So it's very, very, very relevant. This class is definitely relevant, and so you want to make sure that you're kind of keeping up to date with current events. The next, this week we're going to cover migration, and this week of course, migration is another wonderful current topic that is going on in the world today. Reasons why people migrate, so push and pull factors is definitely something you want to look at. The Great Migration that happened here in the United States with African American communities. So there were 2 major parts of the Great Migration, but a lot of people, bring it together as one and call it the Great Migration. But there were two actual kind of segments of the Great Migration, and so that. With the start of African American Heritage Month, this is a fantastic way to start that with the talk of migration and the Great Migration. So I actually include in here this awesome podcast on the African American Exodus North, which is a fantastic podcast. So if you have time, make sure you read it. Understanding migrants through things they carry. This is a really, really kind of sad image of what people leave behind or what they carry with them when they migrate, and if they are either detained or killed or die during the migration, it's kind of what's left behind from them. So it is a little bit sad. And so, there's a lot going on currently in terms of migration. Climate change refugees will be definitely a hot topic in the future. So all of these relate. There are some fantastic books out there on the Great Migration, the African American Exodus North. There are some fantastic books. In fact, I just bought one. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to get the title and author real quick. So the book I just bought, and during the semester, it's really hard for me to get out or for me to read really long, intense books. So I try and pick some kind of shorter reads, not shorter reads, but reads that might have pictures in them or other things so that I can pick up and put down the book during the semester. But Blair Imani, Making Our Way Home, The Great Migration and Black American Dream, fantastic book on the Great Migration. And it's definitely something that, if you're into books and you're into the migration of African Americans, it's a fantastic picture book. It includes awesome illustrations of African Americans that during the Great Migration, both Great Migrations were both parts of the Great Migration were wonderful leaders and influential characters. So I think this is important for you. If you get a chance, it's a great book to pick up. I have kids who are 10, 9, and 8, and I definitely, my daughter who's 10, I've been reading some excerpts from this book to her, because I think it's really important to share especially share things that are not included in regular history books. So this is a fantastic book. All right, so there you go. I also want you to look here. February 2nd is your final paper proposal. And I really, this video will give you tips on how to create your final paper proposal. It's really important that you are thinking about what you're going to write your final paper on in this class. So I want to make sure that you are thinking ahead. That is due by next Sunday, 11:59, and it requires you to actually have done some research before that. So it's really important for you to start researching what you think is going to be on your paper's final, what your paper is going to cover. There are research topics that are given underneath the course project and you have to use those specific research paper topics and that are there. It even gives you how to librarian help. I have a wiki page set up. So all the information for the course project can be found here. This is the paper proposal right here, and I actually make a little video on tips on how to research for your paper proposal, and I would like that done, of course, that's due next Sunday by 11:59. So next week you have your paper proposal due for me. You have your initial post on migration due by Tuesday, response post by Thursday, quiz due by Sunday, and that paper proposal. So yes, this course moves really quickly. There's a lot of work due in the first half of the course because I like to slide down the second half of the course. Okay. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but I just wanted to give you a little roundup or a wrap up or, I try and give you what to look forward in the week and kind of how to wrap up the past week. Don't forget your population assignment and your quiz due by tonight, 11:59. And as always, if you have any questions during the week, feel free to reach out.